So if you want to be a good guitarist, start practicing mimicking a crazy person. Sounds tricky. Mike's music method. Come on in. We're back to Townes Van Zandt. This is a beautiful, beautiful song. It is Greensboro Woman, Take 2. This song, for the longest time, I thought it was capo on the 2nd fret using a C shape. Townes always does the C shape. In so many moments during the song, I was like, this isn't right. That's a hammer-on. Why do I have to slide? But I kept going, no, but this chord sounds perfect. That is what he's doing. And then another moment where I'd be like, why am I fretting that note? But it sounds like he's lifting the chord and playing it open. And I recorded a lot of this video. And finally, after going through it, for the 50th time, it dawned on me that he's not in the C shape on the capo 2nd fret. There's no capo, and he's doing the D chord. So I struggled through this and did all the hard work for you guys. But welcome. If you're new, come on in. Timestamps are your best friend. We're going to do slow, tedious learning of the whole song. Not tedious, because it's going to be so joyful. What I mean is slow, proper, deliberate run-throughs of the whole song. We're going to do Townes Van Zandt, Greensboro Woman, as you requested. I forget your name, but you know who you are. And if you're an old hat here at Mike's Music Method, oh yeah, thank you for your support. And let's just do this song the right way, the proper way. I'm very proud of myself because it was very annoying. I rewrote the whole thing. I was like, people will be fine. It's close enough, but I couldn't live with it. I knew it was wrong, so I redid the whole tab and transcribed the whole thing. But now we have it, and it will be here forever up on YouTube. All my stuff is free to download. Get the tab at mikesmusicmethod.com. Nothing is behind a paywall. So another gift of mine to humanity, a proper Greensboro Woman tab. Let's do it. And another great thank you to my dear friend Rhino for his unbelievable contribution. Thank you, Rhino. Whew. Measure 1, no capo. Duh, it's a D chord, but he's doing it up here. Townes, you stink. So here we go. We're way up here. It's the same way he does it in No Place to Fall. I should have known better. I was doing capo, and anyway, here we are. We are doing a D chord. The way you're voicing this is 5th fret on the 1st string, so 5th fret on the E string. Then we have 7 above it and 7 above it. And I'm using pointer, pinky, ring, and then just open on the 4th string. I take that back. You're going to want to play it this way. 2 different ways to play it. Let's do pointer, ring, and then middle, because we're going to have to do a hammer-on. And you can use your pinky, or you can drop. It's very difficult if you do it that way. So let's try it this way. Pointer, ring, middle. A couple ways to do it. We'll talk through it, though. So this is the measure. We have thumb alone on 4. Then I'm pinching the 3rd and the 1st string with my thumb and my middle finger. And then the 3rd beat is empty, so it's 1, 2, nothing is there. The tendency is to want to do your thumb, so don't think of this beginning part as Travis picked. It is not. It's way more free form and loose. Then we just do 2nd string, 3rd string at the end, and I'm doing pointer, thumb. So thumb, pinch. That's that measure. Then measure 2, let's keep going very similar. We're hammering on from 5 to 7. And I know that's hard. All your fingers are crammed up here. It's a little easier on an acoustic because the neck's a little bit wider typically. So we hammer on 5 to 7, then back to the 3rd string with your thumb. Then right back to the 1st string, but you lift your pinky and go back to 5. If that feels weird, I don't know what else to tell you. You can do it with these 2 fingers, but then the hammer-on's really tricky. Because your pinky's going down. That's goofy. I would do it this way. Really tricky hammer-on there. Lift it. And then the end of the measure, this also sounds weird, but I promise it's what he's doing. He's hitting the 2nd string. Then he's lifting the 3rd string and playing it open. And then he's sliding down to the 5. Right, he's not playing that 2nd string again, but he's moving his hand over to get to the next chord. So that whole measure, 3, 4 with the hammer on. And then we go to the next chord there. So the first two measures together, 3, 4. Oh yeah, go slow. I know you can do it. If you can't get that little slide at the end, it's not a big deal. Don't sweat it. Measure 3, we have a G chord, but it's voiced the same way as this weird F with your thumb over the top, but you're 2 frets higher. And if you don't know how to do this F shape with the thumb over the top, watch this video. I'm not gonna explain it every time it comes up in the tutorials, so video linked here. And that damned F chord, or bar chords are overrated, the video is called. So watch that, and then we're on that normally an F chord shape, but we're up here. Another reason that I was convinced the capo was somewhere else, but this is what he's doing. And we are just playing, well, he's coming out of that slide. Then you're just gonna put your first finger down, but eventually, I mean, if you wanna get straight to the whole chord, you can. But at the beginning, it's not Travis picked. So he's skipping the thumb hit on the beginning to keep it a little more light and melodic and fanciful. So we have that shape down, and he's just doing 2nd string, 4th, 3rd. And I'm doing my middle thumb pointer, B string, G string, whatever string, B, D, G. Let me do the numbers, it's easier. 2nd, 4th, 3rd. But your rhythm there is, so it's first beat, 2, and then he hits the 6th string thumb, and he goes to the 2nd string, and then to the 4th. So then it kind of picks up in the normal Travis picking. He's like building up speed in the intro here. It's really cool and difficult. There's a lot of nuance to it. So that measure again is, right, we kind of get the Travis at the end. Just 2nd string, 4, 3, 6, 2, 4, all in that G chord. And then here he does full on Travis picking in measure 4. We're pinching 6 and 2. And he immediately goes to the 3rd string with the pointer finger. And here, check this out, it looks very funny. The tab looks funny, doesn't it? But he immediately goes to a D chord here. So he's gonna hit that 4th string open and quickly get over to a D chord. So we have the G chord pinching 6 and 2, immediately play the 3rd string. Then we lift the chord, we play the 4th string open, and now we're in a D chord. And then we immediately go to the 3rd string, which is now the 2nd fret because it's a D chord here. So it's 4th, 3rd, and then he does 5th string, 2nd, and then back to the 4th. So that's 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4. But the timing is weird, so let's try that measure really slow. 3, 4. Townes almost never does that, where the 2nd beat of the measure he's changing chords. Usually, you know, on the 3rd beat, right, it would be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But it's weird to hear it interrupted on the 2nd beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Go slow, make sure you got it. Townes, tricky. Be-do-do-do, donation pitch. Guys, I need twice the donations as usual for this song to make it worth my while. Not really, but it's been a frustrating one. But I still had a great time with it, and I'm happy to be bringing it to you the right way. Donation pitch. I say this all the time. I don't want to say it again, but I feel like if you're a newcomer, you need to hear it. The value for value model. My promise to you all is to never put anything behind a paywall, which means anybody out there without the means can access these videos and get a great guitar finger-picking education. And that's something I'm proud of that I'm doing here. But for all of you who can contribute, please do so, because I only have so much time to do these videos now. I'll continue to do, I'm not gonna lie, I will continue to do some of them no matter what. But it's the value for value model. What value are these videos bringing into your life? Is it worth $50 a month? Is it worth $20 a month? $5 a month? please consider a contribution. And also note that the more you guys contribute, you're literally buying me time so that I could do less of other work. I need to keep the lights on and the electricity going. So if I can do less of my other work and you guys buy me time to do these videos, we can together tackle the Townes Van Zandt catalog and the Mississippi John Hurd and get more into Blaze Foley. So keep that in mind. And also, this is really important. Think of it as a charitable contribution you're giving. Because if you guys are able to give me money, you're buying me more time to give content to people who cannot pay for guitar lessons and don't have access to some of the resources we have access to. So anyone with the internet can access these videos. So the more time you're buying me, the more people I'm reaching through this stuff. I think you get what I'm saying. I've said it 100 times. I don't know if I'm being redundant, but I probably am now. But please consider, to all my patrons who are already donating, a nice big warm hug. You know what it means to me. You do. So thank you. Measure 5 is an A chord. Townes almost never plays A major. He's always using a different shape. You can tell that I already recorded the whole thing. I don't know if I'm feel frantic or frazzled, slightly annoyed, but I got it right. So I'm glad I caught it before releasing the video. And now we're all learning it the proper way with the correct notes in the right spots. All right, so we have an A chord. Pretty easy measure. We get a break on measure 5. It's just pinching 5 and 2, then the thumb alone on 4. And then the second half of the measure is 6, 3, 4. So it's thumb, pointer, thumb. So that whole measure, 3, 4. Measure 6 is still an A chord, pretty easy. And now that dreamy note makes sense on an A shape. So we're pinching 5 and 1. For measure 6, we're pinching 5 and 1. Then it's 4, 3. So thumb and middle. Then it's thumb, pointer. And then we do thumb, middle, but I'm going to lift my pinky on that second string so it sounds open. We get that nice A sus2. And then the thumb ends on the 4th string. So that the ending is just, the strings are 5, 2, 4, with the 2 being open. Right? B strings open. That's the end of the measure. So the whole measure, 3, 4. Yeah, so nice. And then we go, let's just keep going. 5, 6. Measure 7 is the G chord. Really simple and pretty. We just have a G chord. We only need these 2 notes. And we are doing 6, 4, hammer on the 5, open to 2. And then he jumps to the 3rd string, all with the thumb. Right, a lot of thumb work. But they're all just downbeats, with the exception of the hammer on. And then measure 8, we go back to a D chord. Get a little break here too. It is thumb on the 4th string. I'll give you the strings first. 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, middle, thumb, pointer. Yeah, we're almost done with the entire intro, and we will review it. Measure 9 here. It stays on that D chord, just 4 to 3. And then he lifts up the chord. And he does 5, 1, 3. You just get a nice open ringing sound. I don't know when he's lifting it. I don't know if he's staggering each one. Let me see if that sounds any better. If you want to be really precise with that left hand, it might drive you crazy, but you're doing 4, 3, 5, and then only lift the middle finger there to get open on the 1st string, and then finally lift the 1st finger to get the 3rd string. That way that 2 is ringing out as long as possible. What's with the hairdo? I don't know. I just kind of roll out of bed and hang out with my kids and do what I do. And when I have a free minute, I run down into the basement and make music videos for you guys. So lay off making fun of my hairdo and my real old shirt that you can see my flesh through, okay? I'm just trying to get the video done with my limited time. Congratulate yourself. This is not an easy intro. Let's go very slowly from measure 1 to measure 9. If you guys can't get down all these little fills, it's fine. We'll jump to the verse in a minute and you'll realize same chords, the pattern's a bit easier and you don't have to get all the little nuanced stuff that Townes does. But from the top, nice and slow, I know you can do it. 3, 4. So even I have trouble on that second measure. It's just a very weird. It's kind of weird to think about sliding to the chord. I'm sure it just like felt natural to him to go to that other position because you hear it in the recording. However you want to handle that part, don't feel like you have to do that 7/5 slide. You know what I mean. Whatever feels right under your hand and whatever your skill level is, then do that. Let's keep going with the verse though. Whew. All right, let's start singing the verse, playing the verse, learning it. If you downloaded your free tab at mikesmusicmethod.com, what a guy, totally free. We are at measure 10. It's the same as 1. I will make one note. If it's easier to just hit that thumb again, where it's like 4th string, pinch, 4th string, right, you're adding another 0 in there in between those 7s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can add that third beat. Certainly if you're gonna sing, I think it makes it a lot easier to time it that way because it's just more consistent. And it sounds beautiful and perfectly fine. So that's exactly the same. Same hammer-on part here in 11. And you can do the same, well, I don't know how I would simplify that actually. I have no pointers for you there. Yeah, maybe I'd keep my thumb going. That's probably what I would do actually. I'd pinch. I would just add a 0 here. I'll generate a tab up here for you, a new one. Pause it if you want to. I'm just inserting the thumb and not choosing to pull it open, just to simplify it a little bit. I think you guys got it. Pinch with the hammer, thumb. I'm not lifting anything up. Cool. Then we go to the G chord here in measure 12, but I'm just going to pinch it. Townes does this. He actually just pinches it right at the beginning. So he has that thumb this time where the intro wasn't there. But here 13 is different, so let's take a look at this. He just goes to a D chord. He's got the thumb on the 4th string, and then he's strumming the top 3. And then it is 5, 2, and then the 3rd string, but it's open. So he's lifting the chord there for the transition. A little bit slower. Measure 14, back to an A chord. We're pinching 5 and 1. Then it's 4, 3. And the second half of the measure is 5, 1, 4. So the whole measure, pinch 5 and 1, 4, 3, 5, 1, 4. And then does it repeat? Almost. 15 is almost exactly the same. We have that open again. So pinching 5 and 1, 4, 3, 5, 2. But we lift our pinky, so the B string is ringing out open. 5, 2, and the thumb's on 4. And then we'll keep going here. Let me scroll. Measure 16. We've seen this before. It's just without the hammer on. It's a G chord, but we're doing 6, 4, 5, 3. And then 17 is back to an A chord. And there it's just 5, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4. Thumb another A chord pinching 5 and 1 in measure 18 here. Right, 18 was the same as that previous one we saw above a moment ago, I think. Pinch 5 and 1. 4, 3, 5, 2, 4. And here we go, measure 19 is a repeat. Back to that. So we don't have, let's not talk about that yet. Let's sing that first part, make sure we got it and feel good about it, and then we'll move on. Just one other variation. He has just a different ending, and that's how the verse loops. The first time it goes back to the, we'll talk about it. Let's sing it. Let's sing the verse really slow. So we got our tab, we're at measure 10. We're just gonna try inserting the words and see how that feels. 3, 4. Greensboro, borough woman, won't you? Borough woman, won't you? It's gonna be tricky. I would simplify it. Greensboro woman, won't you smile? Even if you just do the thumb, right, you got Greensboro woman, won't you smile on me? I do not feel like being comforted. Don't have the tab, it's just to the A. So that part should be straightforward, just the one hard measure. But find your skill level. I haven't practiced this song at all, as you can tell. I was playing it in a different position. But always simplify when you're singing. You don't need all the flashy stuff. If you want, you can build up to it. But for me, it would just be a very tedious process. Just because you can play the guitar part really well and sing it well does not mean that it's going to come together. It's good to do them separate, but then you also have to do quite a bit of work in piecing it together. Greensboro woman, won't you? That was it, but can I do it faster? No. Greensboro woman, won't you? Won't you? At least that's in time. Won't you? Greensboro woman, won't you smile on me? I do not feel like being comforted. You get the idea. Slow and steady. Play it 100 times. I like to sometimes show you guys my practicing and me struggling through it, because that's what you do. In order to get good at something, you first have to go through a process where you look like and feel like a crazy person, because you're just gonna have to play it a million times over and over again. And there's no trick. That's how you get good. So if you want to be a good guitarist, start practicing mimicking a crazy person. A quick shout out to St. Jeff, Trinity Infinity. Look at that icon. Gorgeous, unbelievable. What a gift. Thank you, St. Jeff, and whatever friend gave it to you. Thank you to St. Jeff's friend. I'll get your name soon. Let's do the second stanza, or the second half of the verse from 19. Starts the same. And anyway, I'll be home soon. Those are the same. And then 21's the same. I'll be home soon. For once there's someone waiting there. I'd have to practice that a lot, that transition from that G to the quick D. Waiting there, waiting there. Sometimes I'll get a pencil and circle on the tab which notes the words are punching in on, because that open D, there's no note, or there's no, you know what I mean, no vocal melody note there. Waiting there. It's on the upbeat. Waiting. 23. Yeah, 23 and 24, still the A chord, which we've seen before. But then here it's different. Measure 25, we go to a G chord. I mean, I don't even think the order was the same, but I'm just saying those two measures of A you've seen before, right? The chord progression is different. It ends different than the first stanza does. I think you know what I'm saying. Look at your tab. So now we're in 25. It's just a G chord. We're pinching, this is new, so we'll play through this. Pinching 6 and 2, and then it's 4, 3. So I'm doing thumb middle, and then thumb pointer, and the second half of the measure is just 6, 2, 4, thumb, middle, thumb is what I'm doing. Then we go to a D chord in 26. It's just straight up D. We've seen that before, I believe. 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2. And then almost identical, 4, 3, 2. And then here it ends, we lift the chord. We've seen that before. Yeah, that 5, 1, 3. And that's it. Boom! We did it. That's the entire song. Congratulate yourself. If you're looking at your tab, you're going, Mike, you're leaving out the last part. So here, this, whatever this is in the tab, measure 28 often replaces 16. In other words, if you look at measure 16, bear with my leaning over, he's just outlining the G chord. But sometimes it's not that sparse. Sometimes he's just picking through the G chord instead of keeping it that simple bass walk. That's the only difference there. And you know how to play it because we played that same measure of G. That replacement measure is the same as measure 25. So nothing new. You did it. Now the hard part is getting this song smooth. I don't have it smooth. We're going to work on it together this week. And we'll get there. I know. Slow and steady. At the end here, I will do some slow run-throughs. But congratulations, Greensboro Woman. It's a really pretty song. And, you know, one of those Towns tunes that's actually cheerful. It makes you smile a little bit. It's not super depressing. And I take that back. You go and read the lyrics and it's freaking depressing. So don't read them. Just the mood. Feel the mood. Enjoy the mood. And please ignore the lyrics because Towns takes what you think is like a cheerful song. And then I started paying attention to as I was singing and I thought, God, he does it again. Townes Van Zandt does it again. Finds a way to take God's beautiful creation and twist it and make it a depressing mess. But we love him for it. I don't know why, but we do. Here we go. Slow run through. Nice and close of the entire song. 1, 2, 3, 4. The open, sorry. Verse. Bad. You know it's going to be a tricky one when even at a slow tempo you're making mistakes. Doesn't seem like a hard song, but it is. But we're getting there. Just keep running that nice and slow. Do it again and again. Any parts you have to simplify, simplify it. Well done. See you on the next song. Be well and do good. Townes, tricky. Townes, tricky.